Shalom. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashai, Waharacha, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth. Peace, salutation, blessings, and mercy to the Lord's elect. Yahweh is the true name of the Most High, meaning He is, He exists, He to be. Yahawashai is the true name of His Son, meaning He deliver or He Savior. The real Israelites are us so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the self-proclaimed white man is the devil. All right, his true nationality is Esau, Edom. Okay, and we're living in the last days. We're living in perilous times. We're living in beautiful times. We're living at the time where all prophecy is going to be fulfilled. All right, the remaining prophecies of, the mark of the beast, which is that microchip. Okay, World War III, the War of Armageddon, which is going to bring our Lord Yahawashai, all right, and the nuclear destruction, complete destruction of Babylon the Great, all right. America is Babylon the Great, all right. The destruction of this place, and that's synonymous with the salvation of Israel, all right, the elect. Okay, so we're living in beautiful times, all right, and we all have to consider that if you're on the earth during this time, you're either here to be judged, to be destroyed by a painful death, or to be delivered, all right, or to be saved, all right. And it's a very thin line, obviously, all right. So this is a very serious time, okay. And I'm coming back in the spirit with a quick video, a lesson of exhortation, and it's just based off of a thought I was having, and actually a conversation I was having with someone, and because people see how bad this world is jacked up, and I was talking to someone at the job, a non-believer, and he was going into how jacked up our people is, how messed up this world is, the morale of this young generation that's coming up, how these women are just all out of order and crazy and whores, and these young men are all whacked out and just through, and a prophecy, the love of many waxing cold, people killing each other, turning on each other, all of this stuff, all right, judgments, crazy judgments going out. And pretty much what I told him is that this is the result of America, all right, because he was complaining about our own people. He was an Israelite, all right. He was complaining about how our people are like not even a people, okay. And I told him this is the result of America, and that had me furthermore thinking that everything bad that's going on, everything crazy that's going on right now is really a result of not keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahawashai. All right, so let me start here in Baruch 4:1. It reads, "This is the book of the commandments of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahawashai." All right, and the whole roll. Okay, not even just the law in Leviticus, or what they call the Torah, the first 5 books of Moses, but also the books of the prophets, right? Jeremiah, Isaiah, Ezekiel, the major prophets, the minor prophets, Malachi, Obadiah, Micah, right? Habakkuk, Nahum, Joel, if I missed any, but the what they call the minor prophets, okay, the Apocrypha, which they took out of the original 1611 King James Version, all right, the Apocrypha, and then the Gospels, of course, of our Lord Yahawashai, all right, then the book of Acts, those letters that Paul wrote to the churches, in the book of Revelations, all right, the whole Bible, all of it is the word, all right, the spirit of Yahawashai, all of it is the commandments of the Most High. It says, and the law that endureth forever. Okay, now obviously the law that Moses gave to Israel, the first covenant that we made with the Most High. All right, and the second covenant is the same law that's going to be programmed inside of us when you read in Hebrews, the 8th chapter. All right. It says the law that endured forever. Okay. So the law is not done away with. It's just that we can't keep it perfect in this corruptible flesh right now. But the Most High is going to perfect the bodies of us Israelites. All right. And that's going to be the second covenant. It says, and here's the point, all they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. All right. And when you think about this westernized world, when you think about America, when you think about this whole society, this world in general, all right, it's nothing but death. All right. You got the so-called white man ruling. In Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, it tells you that he's as death. Wherever he goes, death follows. Whatever he touches, death produces death. All right. He's the curse. He's the punishment that was placed on this earth, you know, for us breaking the law, statutes, and commandments. All right. But it's a death culture. All right. When you think about everything from, you know, every detail about how, you know, what the shit that goes on in this society. All right. And then I had another coworker, you know, telling the story, and she's a female, so she was biased on this one, telling the story about how, you know, you had some Muslim dude out in the Middle East, and, you know, his sister snuck off with a boyfriend. You know, she was being rebellious against their culture, snuck off with a boyfriend. And, you know, I don't know if they ended up, you know, having sex or whatever they did, but the boyfriend got their location. You know, somebody dropped their location and the boyfriend pulled up on them, and the boyfriend put his sister to death because, you know, he said she disgraced or dishonored their family. All right. And the coworker that was telling me this, she was all emotional about it, and she's supposed to be a Christian and all that. But when you really, if you a so-called Christian, you know, you shouldn't be all choked up behind that, because you know, really it's biblical. When you go into the law, you know, it tells you that if a son or a daughter is disobedient and they not walking in the way you want them to go, and you take them to the priest, all right, the penalty, and they wouldn't listen to the priest, the penalty was that they would be stoned to death. All right, a disobedient child. All right, a daughter that's a whore. All right, that dishonors her father and her household by being a whore. All right, by, you know, losing her virginity and just, you know, whoring on out without her father's consent. You know, there was a judgment for that. All right. But pretty much the point I'm getting at is, you know, her, you know, getting all emotional behind that and telling us the story of what happened. It had me thinking about the law of the Most High. All right. The law of the Most High, you know, and you did certain things, you got put to death in front of everybody, in front of the whole congregation, you know, to put fear in the congregation that if you do this, if you a daughter and you want to be a whore, this is what's going to happen. All right. Your ass is going to be burned, or you're going to be stoned to death. You want to be a disobedient nigga, rebelling against your parents. All right. Dishonoring your father, dishonoring your mother, your ass is going to be stoned to death. All right. So that put fear in the people, so they thought twice before they wanted to act crazy. All right. You a nigga that want to commit adultery with another man's wife, your ass is going to be put to death in front of everybody. You a woman, you want to step out on your man and commit adultery, your ass is going to be put to death in front of everybody, in front of all the other women. So whoever else wants to do that, they're going to think twice before they do it. But pretty much in this society, well, not pretty much, in this society, the law, statutes, and commandments are obviously not being kept. All right. So iniquity is abounding. Wickedness is increasing, you know, sin. And what is the result? Judgments. All right. See, there's a result for everything. You women, you want it to be free. You don't want to, you know, remain in that ancient world custom of how a woman's supposed to be. The biblical customs, you want to, you know, dress how you want to dress, wear what you want to wear, well, look at the result. You women are through. All right. Now you got bacterial vaginosis because different men have had sex with you and released their semen all up in you. All right. You had all these abortions, destroyed your reproductive system. All right. Now you 40, 50 years old and you don't have a man. All right. You don't have a man. You don't have any children because you was on that I'm an independent woman shit and you just got abortions. So now you coming into your old age and you ain't even gonna have nobody to take care of you. All right. Not that we have that much time on in this place anyway. All right. But just putting it into perspective. You didn't leave off any descendants. Now when your ass gets old and through, when you in your 70s and 80s and you can't really care for yourself like you like you used to, now who's gonna take care of you? You don't have no family. You done burnt off all your bridges, right? You see, everything that's wrong with this society is the result of the laws, statutes, and commandments not being kept. It's as simple as that, right? It says, turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated. Give not thine honor to another, all right? Showing that, the law, statutes, and commandments were only given to us. Well, we know that, all right? Nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation. All right. And that's something that these doctrines of plantation Christianity, and Catholicism push, that, this Bible is for everybody, for every nation. No, this is only for the nation of Israel. As it says in verse 4, O Israel, happy are we, for the things that are pleasing to the Most High are made known unto us. Right. The law, statutes, and commandments. Yahweh Shai. All right. The things to keep us from danger, the things to keep us from dying were made known to us. All right. But we're not keeping it as a nation. And look at the result of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the true Israelites. Look at the result of us not obeying the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. All right. Now our women are whores. All right. Our nation is adulterous. Households are broken up, right? Our sons die young, from violence in the street. The curses, Deuteronomy 28. All right. So you got all of these people, even if they're heathens, crying out and complaining about everything that's corrupt and wrong with this society, right? People of our nation, older people of our nation, like this Jake at my job, he's older. He's probably in his late 50s, early 60s, talking about how he don't understand, why our people are jacked up and what's wrong with these young people. Meanwhile, he's sitting there with a clean shaved face eating a pork sandwich. All right. Well, this is the result of America. All right. You stupid ass niggas, you people, you want freedom. You dumbass women, you want freedom. Well, this is the result of your idea of freedom. Everything is messed up. Everything is jacked up. The elder Zahab, he goes into the deception of feminism a lot. All right. And it just shows how stupid you women are, because you don't want to be. He brought out how a woman doesn't want to be subject to one man, and be a servant in her own household, but her ass ends up going out and gets a corporate job, whether it be a government job, a county job, a so-called good job, where she sits in the office, and she's pretty much the same thing. She's just a servant to somebody else. Now she's a servant outside of her household. She's serving Esau Edom. All right, your ass got to go on a 10-minute break and be back on time, right? Don't exceed that 30-minute or hour lunch break. All right, you better have your report or whatever job duties done on time. You're still a fucking servant. And most of these women, they go into, feminine stuff anyway, like they're a server at a restaurant. All right, but this is the result of disorder. Of not going outside of the way of the ancient customs. All right. And I'm using the women thing as an example because that's like a big example to go to. Okay. And there's a result for everything. Yeah. You know, we may not be able to put you to death for committing adultery or for being a whore or for whatever the hell you doing in this society. But, you know, death is going to find you anyway. There's a consequence. All right. And that's the whole point of this lesson. There's a consequence to doing your own way and not following the ways of the Most High. All right. And the Most High is long suffering. So maybe nothing happened to you immediately, but it catches up with you. All right. You stupid ass women. You don't want to be covered up like the women in the Middle East, which is the right way for a woman to be. All right. You want to wear whatever the hell you want to wear. And then what happens? Your ass gets raped. All right. Or men hit it and quit it. You know, based off of your general impression, how you dress, you know, how you are. And then you wonder why you can't find a so-called good man. Because the reality of it is you're a whore and you're devalued. All right. Ain't no man going to treat you like how you want to be treated with all of these bodies, your history of body and just the way you act. You see? An ancient world custom was arranged marriages, but you women will cry out and say, no, a woman should be able to choose, you know, who she wants. It makes her happy. But you women have the worst judgment because, OK, now you got the freedom. You got the liberty to choose your partner. And what do? You just whore out. You choose a man and then you change your mind and then you move on to the next man. Then you change your mind again. And the cycle just repeats itself. And what's the result of that? Abortions, broken up households. All right. Children growing up without the father in the house because the woman changed their mind and chose the next lover. All right. So this just shows, I'm using this as an example just to push the point that the Most High's way, all right, his ways, his laws, statutes, and commandments are the only way. Anything outside of that produces chaos, death, and just, man, look at the result. Look at the result of America, all right, where you're so-called free, right, where you have the freedom of choice, the freedom to do whatever. Look at the result. People are gluttons, all right, a bunch of fat asses with all type of diseases, all right. This is the worst place on earth, and this is the result of going outside of the ways of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right. So let's end this lesson off in Proverbs 8:36. It reads, but he that sinneth against me wrongeth his own soul. All right. So you want to go outside of the ways of the Most High like Eve did in the garden, you know, out of curiosity, and went to the serpent and learned his ways and brought it to her husband Eve. And what was the result? Death. All right, curse. But he that sinneth against me wrongeth his own soul. All they that hate me love death. And this whole world, this whole society outside of the elects, you know, hates Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And they're all headed down a path of death. You know, from the food they eat, the things they indulge in, all right, the practices they do, the idolatry, the adultery. It's all leading up to their death. All right. So that concludes this lesson. Lord's will, it was edifying. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Waharakha Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone.